What's up, guys? BARRYGAMING here, back with some more Mythic heroes, and today we're going to be taking a look at some leak spoiler information about the hero that they just kind of teased on Facebook and all their social media, and that is going to be Poseidon. He's going to be a Verdian tank. I believe his skill set was actually leaked quite a bit earlier. We don't know if these are going to be like official or if they might have tweaked any of these, but so far seems like a really strong tank with a lot of disruption and CC. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think about him. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so first up, we're going to talk about his ultimate ability, Whirlpool of Wrath. So this one right here has a lot of disruption and seems pretty strong. So Poseidon creates a whirlpool in the area of the most enemies for 5 seconds. This whirlpool is going to pull enemies into the center of it, dealing 50% damage every second. At the end, a giant fish is summoned to deal 2 times 50% damage and knocks all targets in the air. So the damage part, honestly, probably doesn't matter. It'll be a nice little ticking damage with a final little bit of burst of damage. Looks like it'll go up to 60 total and increases the fish's damage dealt to 60. I mean, it is what it is. But honestly, the big part here is manipulating the battlefield, pulling enemies together, and then also getting that nice little knock up mini stun into the air. That's going to be really good, especially in the future when we see other heroes that might come out that have nice AoE abilities, but they're more targeted AoE abilities. If they're just, I mean, some of them do like the nice wave attacks, things like that. They can be pretty strong. This kind of helps you center and focus where your damage is going to be. Granted, it's just going to start spawning wherever the most enemies are. So if the enemies are moving around, it might be a little difficult. But overall, that's going to be really good because it's manipulating the enemies, locking them down a bit, especially if they're trying to travel around the battlefield and get to certain enemies. And that knock up is a nice soft CC to just interrupt the flow. Give your team a little bit more time to synergize together. His active ability here is Undercurrent. Poseidon releases an undercurrent to the area where the enemies are most dense. So again, this kind of synergizes really well with the Whirlpool, especially if the Whirlpool pulls him in and then he uses the active right after that. Deals 150 damage after a 1 second delay. Additionally, targets are knocked into the air and stunned for 1 second. So again, another stun combination. So in reality, if he whirlpools everybody together at the end of the 5 seconds, it knocks everybody in the air. Well, then everybody is kind of grouped up, and this is going to go where the enemies are, of course, the most dense and grouped up. Get an additional 1.5 second stun. The damage, again, he's a tank hero, so we're not really caring as much about the damage. We're talking about how Poseidon's going to help your team live, and I think he's going to do a really good job. It really depends on how these two abilities stack up. Honestly, if you can manually do this combat where you see him use his undercurrent and then use the whirlpool, that could be pretty good. Otherwise, you can try to time your whirlpool with your cooldown pretty much for undercurrent. Try to get them to line up like we just talked about. That could be pretty good. And we don't really know what his weapon is going to do to help synergize with the Whirlpool, what additional things it might do. Maybe it'll add an additional stun to it, a length of it. We don't know. Tidal Wall is his passive. Poseidon protects himself with the tides. If he takes damage exceeding 10% of his current health, the excess will be reduced by 40%. That will go up to 60%, and then at level 3, the protection is activated when the damage inflicted is higher than 8% of his current health instead of 10. So, this hero being your tank, maybe even paired with a faction squad team with like Idun, who's gonna also be able to block damage by spending energy, is interesting. Very interesting. I would love to see both of them on the battlefield. Verdian's getting like so good, you could literally build an entire team of just Verdian and probably succeed just fine in campaign. For you guys who are new to the channel here, or new to BARRYGAMING, in all my other games, I try to build these meme teams where we try to build these like specific team compositions, like we go all Verdian or like all one faction or all one class. Might be fun to do an account down the road where we try to build a one faction squad to see how far we can actually make it without using like any other heroes besides maybe for leveling material, just focusing on one faction. Verdian could be a really cool one, especially with the addition of Poseidon. Now, his last passive here, Bringer of Tides. Every 8 seconds, Poseidon's auto attack will deal additional 100 damage to the target and nearby enemies. Additionally, hit attack energy restoration for the target is lost for 3 seconds. That goes up to 4 and will also increase his damage to 120 at level 3. I mean, that's pretty good. That's just like a bonus on top of everything else he's had here. He has a survivability trait. He has some really big manipulation of the battlefield. Doesn't look like he's really has a heal built into himself. Maybe there's a way for him to heal, but we don't know about it. But as a tank, he seems pretty solid, and I'm kind of excited to see what he can do. Again, we're going to try to either build him on our account, or we might look for somebody who's going to do summons to build a Poseidon up to near max and see if we can highlight him on our channel. If you guys are interested in actual hero review videos when they come out and they're released the first night, let me know. I might be doing those just like I do for Idle Heroes. It could be fun. But yeah, overall, it looks like a solid hero overall. I'm interested to see what he's like in game. I'm interested to see what his weapon is going to be like, and especially see how he synergizes with other heroes. Like I said, Verdian might be like an awesome way to build this hero. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about Poseidon as we get more information. If we do get more before he releases, I will post it. And again, I'm really open to what you guys want to see here on the channel. I'm new to the game, so I'm still trying to learn all the end game meta, the early game meta, the mid game meta, all that stuff. I'm trying to figure it all out. So any information you guys leave in the comments, I'm reading every single comment. So thank you guys so much. I'm trying to read as much as I can on Reddit, on all the Discords, because I've been invited to a lot of really good Discords with a lot of good information. Trying to pass that along to you so you guys can enjoy the game more and play more optimally. So if you guys want to see hero release videos like the night of, typically what I do for those of you who don't watch my Idle Heroes content and you just discovering me through Mythic Heroes, when a hero is released, I typically try to do a live stream, a live event, something like that, jump on somebody's account who is going to summon and build the hero up to max so we can test it out and see how the hero is at the end game. Because let's be honest, you can build a hero in the early game, can seem okay, but they can either fall off in the end game, or you could have them in the early game and they just don't really perform well. So you kind of need to be able to test the hero out early game, middle game, and especially in the late game to see how the hero is going to perform. So if you guys are interested in that, please leave a comment. Let me know. I'm going to try to figure out exactly when the resets happen for new heroes and new summons and new events and everything. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy this one. If you haven't done it just yet, hit that subscribe button. If you're tired of me talking, let me know that too. I'll see you guys next time.